Today, we're going to be talking about the project tab in Preferences. We will go through the functions of all settings. If you think this type of video, this series, is useful, write it down below in the comments and why not, share it. In the end, it costs no money and can also help other ones. The basic principle of community, the same for which you came here. When creating a new project, use the following project file as template. By default, this field is empty. Reaper opens a standard basic project to allow you to work. You know well that in Reaper it's possible to create templates projects, perhaps with plugins already inserted both on the tracks and on the monitoring. You can choose one of these templates as the default. Therefore, each new project will contain the configuration you have set up. My default project is called default, and I have set it up to use sends on a reroute and have the plugins for shortcast icecasting in insert. The tutorial on how to use it is above and below in the description. Prompt to save a new project. It is used to prompt a save window when creating a new project. Normally, when you create a new project in Reaper, you are not asked for anything. The project is created and you can work on it. By checking this checkbox, however, when you create a new project, a window opens asking you to save it before starting to work. Set it all up according to your workflow. It is made for this. Open properties on new project. If you check this box, when you create a new project, the properties window of the project also opens, where you find the settings tab for the project itself, the media tab for settings of the files being recorded, video settings, advanced functions and notes, where you can write the name of the author and the project notes. If you don't check this box, this window will not open. However, you can activate it via Alt and Enter or from the main menu File Project Settings. Look for project media items in project directory before qualified path. Here is a section dedicated to Reaper's behavior when loading a project. This box is used to make Reaper search for items starting from the project directory before searching on a fully qualified path, that is, an absolute path. To be fair, beyond what is written, I was unable to understand what it really is for, though. In fact, despite the changes made to test projects, Reaper hasn't changed the way it behaves with or without this ticket box. So forgive me if I can't show you exactly what it does. The manual in chapter 22.3 doesn't even mention these settings at all, totally ignored. Groping in the dark, I also asked on the official Caucus forum what this setting was for and how I could have realized I needed to check this box or not. Only a couple of completely insignificant answers came, but in fact, none of those who have read can exactly show what happens by ticking it or unchecking it. By definition, when nothing changes in terms of user experience or performances by changing the settings are simply useless. If there's someone among you who knows exactly what this box does, and that is not trivially what has already been said, and can tell me how to check the change in Reaper's behavior with or without the tick, write it below in the comments. After I have tested it, I will make a video of it mentioning who suggested the solution. Thanks. Prompt when files are not found on project load. If when loading a project some file is missing, you enable Reaper to inform you through a pop-up. Let's see an example. I open a project and this file is missing. Then this window opens and invites me to take a decision, to search directly for the file, to browse for a quick search so that Reaper itself goes to analyze each subdirectory, to leave the file offline, to possibly ignore the file missing or aborting the project, and so on. I abort the project, and I show you what happens by unchecking this box. I reopen the project, and the previous window no longer is prompted. Only a warning appears, which would have appeared in any case also with the other one once you click on Ignore Missing File and so on, giving the OK. The project is loaded. Show load status and splash when loading projects. If the box is checked, when a project is loaded, the splash and the loading progression are shown. I open a project to show you. Now I close the project, remove the check, and reopen the project. The splash and loading status are not visible. Save project file references with relative path names. If checked, projects are saving taking into account relative and not absolute paths. So, if you change disks, move everything from C to E, Reaper finds the files more easily. I personally did some tests with both this box checked and not for the sake of this tutorial, and I have not had any problems with Reaper. No difference in behavior when I moved the project from disk J to disk K. If you have problems migrating your projects, try using this setting. When overwriting project file, rename old project to rpp-bak. By checking this box, every time you save your project file, here it is, I show it to you, Reaper generates one called rpp-bak, which is its backup. I save this project, Ctrl+S, with the same name, save, and yes, and Reaper overwrites it. But before overwriting, Reaper saves the previous one, renaming it to rpp-bak, and then saves the current version. Without the check, however, when I save the file, Reaper simply overwrites the previous file without creating an instant backup. Keep multiple versions, timestamp backup, keep undo history. With this box checked, different versions of the same file are kept. Removing the check, however, activates the timestamp backup box. This means that the generated backup file has the date and time of its creation in the file name. Here you see an example. Each file is identified by date and time. By taking keep undo history, the project file keeps track of the actions done in order to allow them to be undone. Backup frequency and way. This field is used to establish every how many minutes Reaper backs up. I set it to 10 minutes, you set it as you want, and the backup file is generated after that time and when I'm not recording. But through the drop-down, I can change Reaper's behavior, so for example, it backs up after the preset time. When it's not working, it means it's neither in play or in record, or simply when the set time passes, no matter what it's doing. Save timestamped file in project directory. This box forces Reaper to save the file in the project directory in this directory, in this space, with a timestamp within the file name. Save to timestamped file in additional directory. This other box that I have selected saves the backup file with the timestamp in the file name in an additional directory within the project directory. If the field is empty, it is saved in the project root. Otherwise, a folder is created in the project one, in my case called backup, in which all the backup files are saved. Here it is and I show it to you. And here the backup files. Save to project file not recommended. You can save the backup in the same project file. Someone likes to work in this way, but it is very bad disaster management. In case the file gets corrupted or lost for any reason, everything is lost. Good practice is to have separate backups. Save undo history rpp_undo, if enabled in general preferences. This last box works in conjunction with another settings already seen in the first video that you find above and below in the description. In General tab, the box Save History with project files and allows you to have dedicated files with all the history for the undo. Consider supporting the channel by becoming Patreon or just paying me a drink if it helped. For both choices, the links are here down below. That's it for the moment. Thanks for watching.